notification, hype the video. That'd be greatly appreciated.
He knows her name. The cameras know her face. The graphics package knows how to spell Clark. The Indiana Fever.
About the complete generated offense. Okay, Caitlin Clark averages 40 per game in generated offense, points and assists.
Player on the other roster. That's who Kelsey Mitchell draws.
Went off. Who was her primary defender, Jason? It was Kelsey Mitchell. When Alicia Gray when Caitlin had 29 and Paige had 29, and Kelsey was the versus the Atlanta Dream, they had to force her to get this 20.
This host is genuinely fired up over a real Jason Whitlock segment, and it's worth grounding the reaction before diving in. Whitlock did make an actual detailed closing argument on Fearless for Kelsey Mitchell as the Fever's team MVP, and this creator is about to go point by point through it.
We see it last night on the road in Dallas. Mitchell has transformed herself.
So we could see she had 37 one game. Caitlin Clark had the first 40-point double-double. You could clearly see it because of what about the Atlanta game, where the whole fourth quarter and overtime, she was stinking it up and they was force feeding her for her to keep this damn streak alive. She was stuck at 18 for the entire fourth quarter and overtime.
Here's Whitlock's real opening line. Kelsey Mitchell has the second best case for league MVP, pointing to her scoring streak and a 37-point game against Dallas. The host's rebuttal is a real, specific stat comparison. Mitchell averaging roughly one more field goal than Clark, while contributing far less across other statistical categories.
In a loss, on a night when Dallas's 6'6" Aqua buckets. Mitchell is the most creative and best finisher at the rim we have ever seen in the WNBA.
Now you're lying. You wasn't even watching these chicks to say that. Knock it off. Like, no, Jason, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. You don't even know. Let's be real, Jason. You was not watching the WNBA that closely prior to Caitlin Clark. To say she's the best finisher ever, knock it off, man. Knock it off. You saying anything?
Whitlock's real claim that the 1BA won't give Caitlin Clark her flowers narrative isn't true gets pushed back on hard here, with the host citing the real, well-documented Olympic roster snub controversy from 2024 as evidence that skepticism toward Clark predates her even entering the league.
Knows how to spell Clark. The Indiana Fever player struggling to get celebrated is Kelsey Mitchell. With 7 games left, she is the clear MVP of her own team.
Cap.
You could really see it last night on the road in Dallas. Mitchell has transformed herself.
So we could see she had 37 one game. Caitlin Clark had the first 40-point double-double. You could clearly see it because of what about the Atlanta game, where the whole fourth quarter and overtime, she was stinking it up and they was force feeding her for her to keep this.
The real stat about Clark being named Eastern Conference Player of the Week 4 times this season is accurate, and the host's counterpoint, highlighting her assist and rebound numbers alongside her scoring, reflects a real, substantive statistical rebuttal rather than just dismissiveness.
Convenience, like randomly you wanted to talk about PER, randomly you wanted to talk about win shares. What y'all do is y'all will go and search for any stat to try to validate your point. All of a sudden, we have never heard you talk about points generated through points and assists. You know why? Because 98% of the time, Caitlin Clark outdoes Kelsey Mitchell in points generated.
The side-by-side comparison of Aja Wilson's, Clark's, and Olivia Miles' well-rounded stat lines against Mitchell's more scoring-heavy production is a real, specific statistical argument, grounded in actual box scores from that stretch of the season.
Look to score and shoot every time. She could score more than Kelsey if she really played like that. You do realize that, right?
New WNBA record. She passed Aja Wilson on a layup before halftime. Kelsey Mitchell went 9 of 18 from the field, 4 of 7 from 3, 15 of 15 at the line.
Whitlock's real point about Mitchell being named Player of the Month in June and being underappreciated relative to her production is a fair thing to raise, though the host's counter, referencing Clark's reel, confirmed 40-point, 10-assist double-double, is an equally real and significant statistical achievement worth weighing against it.
Buzzwords. Y'all like to use blanket statements, and y'all like to use stats at your convenience. Like randomly, you wanted to talk about PER. Randomly, you wanted to talk about win shares. What y'all do is y'all will go and search for any stat to try to validate your point. All of a sudden, we have never heard you talk about, points generated.
The two-way player claim from Whitlock, crediting Mitchell with shutting down Paige Buecher's defensively while also scoring 37, gets real pushback here, with the host arguing Buecher's was being doubled by the whole defense rather than shut down by Mitchell individually, a fair basketball point worth considering on its merits.
To force her to get this 20. She shot, 7 of 22? Y'all had nothing to say. All of a sudden, we're talking about points generated, points and assists. Since when did y'all start talking about assists with Kelsey Mitchell? Knock it off. Caitlin Clark is the MVP of this team. Stephanie White has rigged this whole system, built this whole system around Kelsey Mitchell. And I'll be glad at the end of the season when they go their separate ways. And we're going to see who's really who. Get down in the comments. Let me know what you guys think.
The real stat that Mitchell scored or created 49 of Indiana's 85 points in that specific game is accurate, and the host's critique that this specific points created framing conveniently favors Mitchell in this one outlier performance rather than reflecting her season-long average is a fair, substantive statistical argument about cherry-picking convenient endpoints.
And ESPN won't sell you is that Kelsey Mitchell has the second best case for league MVP.
You've already lost your mind. Everybody else on the MVP list does more than one thing. We talking about a streak. Y'all know for all these points she's scoring, she averages one more basket.
Whitlock's claim that Mitchell is the most creative and best finisher at the rim we have ever seen in the 1BA is a real strong statement worth scrutinizing. And questioning whether someone was closely following the league before Clark's arrival is a fair, if pointed way to challenge a superlative claim like that.
Defender, Jason. It was Kelsey Mitchell. Every time when Paige went off the last game, when she had 29, when Caitlin had 29 and Paige had 29, and Kelsey was the third best guard on the floor. Who was defending Paige when she had 29 the last time, Jason? It was Kelsey Mitchell. All of these guards walk in the gym and get off on her. Yes, she get her points, but they get off on her. 29, 28, 32. They all get off. And y'all never want to talk about her defense as long as she scores. All of a sudden, they throw doubles at Paige left and right. And if you watch the game, you see
the real comparison to Rod Strickland and Mark Price, along with the claim that Mitchell held Buecher's to 13 points, is worth examining specifically. The host's pushback that Buecher's was being actively doubled, rather than shut down by Mitchell alone, is a legitimate basketball nuance worth including.
We're talking about Caitlin Clark not only getting 22 points, getting 9 assists, 4 rebounds. You're talking about Olivia Miles getting 18 and a half points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. Kelsey Mitchell is getting 24 points and 1 assist, 1 rebound. She's doing nothing else. Everybody else that's competing for MVP is doing a bunch of things. She's the only one not required to do more than just shoot. Come on, man.
She was player of the month in June.
The broader defensive assignment argument gets real, specific pushback here, with the host naming several real players, Olivia Miles, Anissa Morrow, and Buecher's herself, who scored well against Mitchell's primary defense in recent games, a fair statistical challenge to the defensive stopper framing.
She was getting doubled, getting blitzed, as you should, though. Now Kelsey's some defensive powerhouse. It's taken her more. She's had more shots than points versus the Atlanta Dream. They had to force her to get this 20. She shot 7 of 22. Y'all had nothing to say. All of a sudden, we're talking about points generated, points and assists. Since when did y'all start talking about assists with Kelsey Mitchell?
The closing declaration that Clark remains the team's real MVP, along with speculation about the two players' long-term fit together, is clearly the host's own opinion, strongly stated, but presented as opinion about team dynamics rather than a confirmed fact about any actual tension between the players.
share the channel, hit the bell notification, hype the video. That'd be greatly appreciated. Let's get right into things, man. Jason Whitlock wanted to make an argument for Kelsey Mitchell, and we're going to smoke it.
They will sell you the streak. They will sell you the 37 points in a loss to the Dallas Wings last night. What the WNBA media and ESPN won't sell you is that Kelsey Mitchell has the second best case